What's happening, guys, and welcome to the Greed Feed. Now today I just wanted to do a little video. I just finished watching the Nintendo Switch event, and I just kind of wanted to let you know my thoughts on the whole thing. So to start with, Nintendo did their typical Nintendo thing. They, in my opinion, absolutely botched this event. They had so much hype coming into it. I'm sure there's probably still a lot of hype out there for this console. I know I'm still a little bit hyped for it. I'm still excited that it's going to happen. I'm still excited that it exists and that it's a realistic thing. But after watching that hour presentation, I don't come away wanting to go buy one on launch. So to start off with, technical specs, guys. Nintendo, like they usually do, completely avoided one of the big questions that everyone has. What is this thing going to do in terms of hardware? And they really didn't touch on it at all, which I thought was a bit weird. As a consumer, I want to know what I'm buying. I want to know what I'm paying quite a bit of money for, and if it's going to live up to it. And at the end of the day, I would have thought that that's something they would have brought out in this conference. Having said that, I hope that they're going to do more rolling updates in the next couple of days, and give us a bit more information than what they did give us at the event in regards to that. But in terms of the event, they didn't really say anything in terms of technical specs. Now, we did get a price point. It will be $299 for the US, and I have looked into the Australian price. It's going to be priced at $469, I believe. I might have that wrong. It might be $459, but anyway, around $460, $470. Now, if you compare that to the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 on release, they both released at a $600 price point. It's a little bit cheaper, but, and I don't want to be begrudging towards them, but it is Nintendo. They haven't, first of all, they haven't said anything in terms of the specs, so I don't know what my $470 is paying for. Right now, it's paying for the idea of playing a really cool looking Zelda game for me, which is a lot of money to spend on that. Second of all, they don't really have the market after the Wii U to be putting a huge price point on it, so I'm glad they haven't come in with like a $600 price point. That would have turned me way off it. Having said that, I would have thought, after how badly the Wii U sold and the fact that the Wii U hasn't really gone down in price in the 6 or 7 years that it's been out, I really would have expected that they would have come in probably at like the $400 mark Australian. So to see it being over really doesn't give me a lot of hope that it's going to be worth my money. I am a big Nintendo fan, but the titles that they've shown, and I'll go into that in a little bit, but pretty much the titles that they've shown hasn't given me enough, I guess hype is probably the best word to use, to want to go purchase this on the release date. Now, of course, that release date that we have got is March 3rd worldwide, so it's only like 6 or 7 weeks away. It's really not far. They did talk about some launch titles. Zelda will be launching with it. They didn't talk really about whether they're still going to be doing that on Wii U, which will be interesting. I have a friend that has a Wii U, so I may just borrow his Wii U and buy a copy of Zelda and play it on that, rather than going and spending $470 on a brand new console that I really have no idea about. Having said that, if I don't have a huge amount of hype for an item, I usually wait until it takes its first price drop. And my biggest concern with Nintendo products is, from history has shown us, they don't drop in price. The Wii U has been out for a long time now, and I've always wanted to pick one up, but I can never justify spending the money that the Wii U is. And unfortunately for me, it will be a console that I will probably never own because Nintendo have refused to drop the price. They do it with their games as well. I don't know. Nintendo I want to love Nintendo. I really do. Nintendo is everything about my childhood. I love Mario. I love Zelda. I love Pokemon. Pokemon is like my fucking life. If you guys saw one of my last videos, my birthday present was literally a DS and Pokemon games, because that's what I fucking wanted. That's all I wanted. As soon as I learned that a new Pokemon game was out, all I wanted to do was play it. And I really want to love Nintendo in terms of consoles, but if I'm honest, the last Nintendo console I really, really enjoyed was the Nintendo 64. And I was like 5 years old when we got one of those. And I'm 23 now. Of some Mario gameplay that I'm really excited for. It looks like a really cool Mario. It's not releasing with the console. Why when you're a big company like Nintendo, and don't get me wrong, I know that they're not just focused on Mario, but Mario is their mascot. Well, let's put it simply, you know, Mario is the face of Nintendo. And I expect when I'm buying a Nintendo game on launch that it would come with a Mario game. Bundle it in. You don't even have to bundle it in. You can just make it available. Do some kind of thing where it's $20 cheaper if you buy it on launch with the console. Things like that. I don't know why you would launch this big, supposedly revolutionary console without a Mario game. And I know a lot of people are going to say, yeah, but well, they're launching with a Zelda game, and Zelda's just as big of a franchise as Mario is Nintendo. And I would argue that that is correct. I would argue that it could possibly have a better fan base than the Mario games. But Mario is what everyone knows. Mario is their out and out mascot. No matter what you say, Mario is Nintendo. And to release a console without a Mario game is, in my opinion, something that they've really overlooked, and something that I don't think they realize will affect their sales as much as they think it will. I'm just really interested to see kind of what happens with it. Now, one thing that I thought was really odd that they did show a lot of in that conference that they had was motion control. They focused a lot on like the Joy-Con controllers, so the two little controllers that you pretty much slide on the side of the tablet. For those of you that have been living on Mars for the past 6 months and haven't seen a trailer or anything for the Nintendo Switch, obviously we know these little controllers can be used separately for little two-player games and stuff like that. However uncomfortable that fucking looks, I don't understand how anyone could, when they showed the original launch trailer and they showed an NBA game being played first of all, they were playing it at a fucking basketball court, which is just stupid. For anyone that actually physically plays sport, no one's gonna stop when you're out playing sport and go walk over to a table and play a fucking video game of the sport that you were just playing. That is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I understand it's marketing and it's part of their trailer, but it was just fucking stupid. Second of all, those controllers, like, I don't care what you try and tell me. There's no way knowing that I would comfortably play a fucking video game unless it was something like Pong with that kind of controller. That just looks stupid. But they did focus a lot on motion control in the little Joy-Con controllers, which I found was very fucking weird. They obviously, being typical Nintendo, and don't realize that that's not what we want, Nintendo. We don't give a fuck about motion control. Motion control was cool back in 2006 when no one had ever done motion control. Like, that was when it was cool. And we had the Xbox Kinect and the Wii and the fucking PlayStation Move and all that shit. Like, I remember having, what was it? iToy on PlayStation 2. Where you had the little fucking camera and you were on the screen and you were the character and stuff like that. It was fun when I was fucking 10 and when I'd never seen something like that before. You'd never had the ability of like having your hand be used as a controller, and that was really fucking cool. But we're past that. We're long past that. The Wii was fun while it lasted. I'm not sitting there dusting off my Wii playing fucking Wii Tennis every day, and I don't know anyone that is, so why why they want to. I think it was like a boxing game they showed. I don't get it. I mean, some people might like it, some people might think it's cool, but currently when I sit there and think of advances in technology going forth in the gaming industry, the one thing that pops to mind is virtual reality, which Nintendo talked nothing about and have just proved that they had dinosaurs when it comes to that, because they're still pushing motion control, which really, in this day and age, motion control is not going to win you any fucking awards. And it seemed like it was a big part of their conference, when in my opinion they could have spent that time on other things. They could have spent that time telling us the specs, actually telling me what's in the hardware so I know what I'm buying. Is a big thing. Telling me what kind of frame rate and what resolution it's going to be running on. Do I really want to spend $470 on something that's going to run horribly? No. And I'm sure these details will come out before the game does launch. The console launches, sorry, not the game. But it just seemed like a perfect opportunity to utilize this conference as, being able to tell them that and tell you that, and they just completely missed it. In typical Nintendo fashion, and I say that being someone that sits and watches a lot of conferences in terms of gaming, and especially E3 obviously being the biggest one, and being excited every year for Nintendo to show me something that will make me want to go buy their products. And every year they haven't had a good conference in like 10 years, let's be fair. Xbox and PlayStation and all, Ubisoft and Bethesda and all those just smash it out of the park. And then Nintendo's comes and it's an hour clip of fucking a Mario platformer or something like that. It's just it's just Nintendo. That's the easiest way to explain it. They take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and then 3 steps forward and then shoot themselves in the foot. Like, they're just. I want to love them. I want to buy their product, but they just haven't done it for me yet. Overall, guys, that's where I'm going to end this video today. Just wanted to give you my thoughts on the conference itself. Let me know if you've actually seen the conference or not, or if you're just taking my word for it. I do recommend giving it a watch if you're interested. But the main points to take away from it is priced at $469 Australian. It will be releasing on March 3rd with a few launch titles. Obviously no Mario launch title, but it will be launching with Zelda Breath of the Wild, which from what we have seen is just flawless, is probably the easiest way to explain it. I'm not even a big Zelda fan and I want to play this game. It just looks great. My one concern with it coming out with launch is I hope that they haven't pushed the release of this game out to get it to coincide with the launch, because they haven't had anything else to launch it with, and then they fuck it up somehow. I hope they don't do that. We will wait and see. It wouldn't be the first time a game company has brought out a game 20 fucking years too early than what it should have been released. No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky. But yeah, that's all I pretty much have to say about this, guys. Let me know down in the comments below if you watched the conference, or if you're excited for the Nintendo Switch. At this point, having seen everything, I won't be picking one up at launch. I will probably wait a year, maybe longer, to see if it drops in price. The only thing that's going to change my mind with that is if they release more launch titles and they release specs that just blow me away. That would be the only way that they're going to get my money at launch, but I highly doubt they're going to do that. So as always, thanks for watching, guys. If you're new here, make sure to smash that subscribe button and give me that massive thumbs up of encouragement. I greatly appreciate anything I can get, because I am a sad person who gets pleasure in seeing little fucking thumbs up icons like everyone does. That's all from me today, guys, and I shall catch you later.